I want to share some feedback in my video today about the number one overwhelming piece of feedback / responses I've been getting from mortgage brokers as of late. You know, we've been reaching out as a company. I've been reaching out as an account executive, just trying to get a feel on how it's been going out there, right? I have a certain perspective, in some cases limited from my seat as an account executive, but I know mortgage brokers, loan officers of the like out there have a different perspective and they're seeing different things. So I love to just keep my finger on the pulse of what's going on out there. So we send out feelers. How are things going? What is it like out there? And the overwhelming piece of feedback that I'm getting is completely dead, right? Josh, business is dried up. I got nothing. I don't have any referrals coming in. Interest rates are very, very high. So no interest in refinances. Like, business is completely dried up. And I actually just got that exact response yesterday from a broker. Business has completely dried up. I'm dead in the water. My response to that, to these brokers that have been responding like that, are, okay, understood, but what are you doing about it? And what I mean by that is 2 years ago, right, in this same spot 2 years ago, anyone could have, if you were a broker, loan officer, anyone could have gotten a loan from a borrower, from a real. There were so many opportunities. There was just an overwhelming opportunity for anyone to really step into this industry in a sales role in order to do business. Things are different now, right? Things are completely changed now from 2 years ago, even from 1 year ago. So my question to all of these brokers that are giving me this feedback, things are completely dead. Okay, well, what are you doing about it? You have to do different activities now compared to what you were doing 2 years ago. If you don't do that, if you don't do anything different, if you just keep going par for the course of what you've been doing, you will not survive, right? And a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, you know, it's all about perspective in terms of survival. You know, what if doing 50% less business is okay? And that's fine. My message in this video isn't for those people. It's for those people that are in this industry looking to grow, looking to get better, looking to expand their business, and they're not doing anything different about it. I myself fall into that category as well as an account executive, right? You know, over the past 2 years, being an AE, whether at this company or any other company, was a lot easier than it has been historically, right? Because our business comes from brokers, and if brokers are having a lot easier time getting loans than I myself, as long as I can maintain my relationships and do the bare minimum, I'm going to have some business coming in as well. But things are completely different for me also, right? I have to do things differently, right? I have to get back into the mindset of, okay, loans aren't just going to come to me. I have to go out there and get them. Well, what's the easiest way to get them? You have to have conversations, right? You have to be prospecting. You have to be doing those activities. Maybe the activities I didn't have to do over the past couple of years. I have to get back into that. One concept that I want to touch on, and it's a very interesting concept, and I think it plays perfectly into my message today, is something called the 80-20 rule. Now, there's a lot of different variations, a lot of different articles out there and things of like what the 80-20 rule really is. But it's a global rule, right? It doesn't just apply to the mortgage industry. It doesn't really just apply to sales. It really applies across the board to any industry, any position. What is the 80-20 rule? Well, 80-20 rule is that 80% of your output comes from 20% of your input. Now, what I mean by that is 80% of your results are coming from 20% of the activities that you're doing to achieve those results. Now, let me put that into sales terms. So if you're a broker and a loan officer, I'd be very interested to hear, if you were to look at your own book of business and your own referral base, I guarantee you that 80% of your business is coming from roughly 20% of your realtor partners, 20% of your referrals, 20% of any sales activities that you're doing. Now, it's a very interesting dynamic, right? Because if you flip it the other way around, that means 80% of your input is only resulting in 20% of your output. So what I mean by that, and I'm just tying everything back together in terms of doing things differently and doing different activities, is that what you were doing 2 years ago, the activities, that 20% that you were doing 2 years ago, no longer applies right now. So you should be if I was a loan officer, even a realtor, or if I was a mortgage broker, I would be looking at my output right now, looking at the conversations that I'm having, and making sure that it's in line with the 80/20 rule. That I'm make the activities that I'm doing, the time that I'm spent doing these activities, 20% of the time is focusing on that 80% output. So it's something that applies no matter what you're doing. It definitely applies to what we're doing in our current role as salespeople in the mortgage industry, but it's very important to focus on, because again, if you're going to continue down the same path of what you've been doing the past 2.5 years, you're not going to be that successful. You're not going to see any different results, right? You're going to see your production continue to decline. You're going to be a victim to the interest rates and the market and everything out there. So it's very important that you look internally at yourself, the activities that you're doing, and look at where you want to be in the next year and the next 2 years, and make sure that everything is aligned in terms of the 20% input that you're doing. You're achieving 80% of that output. So I would love to hear comments, replies. Please email me, give me a call. I would love to hear your perspective on the 80/20 rule and just your perspective of what you're doing now compared to what you were doing the past couple of years, because it's those individuals in this industry right now that are focusing on being different and doing different things that are going to rise to the top. And everyone else is either going to fall out of this industry or just not hit their production goals that they really want. So love to hear your comments. Thank you for listening. Hope everyone has a great day.